Hey everyone. Well, you heard it here first. I think that Hillary Clinton is in the process of self-destructing right now. And I say that not because I think that Emailgate, or should I call it Servergate, is such a big deal. My concern about it is the way that Hillary has handled this controversy. When it first came out last week that Hillary was not only using a private email account while she was Secretary of State, but indeed had taken it a step or three further by setting up a server in her house and housing all of her emails on her private server in her home. If I had been advising Hillary, I would have said, look, Madam Secretary, schedule a press conference immediately, let it all hang out, go out and say, look, I made a mistake. When I became Secretary of State, I thought it would be a good thing to circumvent the cumbersome government system and have a nice streamlined system in my own house. It didn't occur to me at the time that I was giving up layers of cybersecurity and firewalls where my home system couldn't possibly rival that of the government. It didn't occur to me at the time that I'd be giving up the redundancy of the government system where if there were a computer failure, all my emails would be safe and preserved. And it didn't occur to me that I would be giving up the accessibility of having my emails archived immediately in case anybody wanted to exercise oversight or file a Freedom of Information request for my documents. I didn't really think it through. I made a mistake. And I beg your forgiveness for that. I will not do it again. That's the only possible response that Hillary could have to this controversy, because there's no real good explanation for why you would sidestep the government system and create a little personal domain all your own, particularly if you're Secretary of State. The problem I have with Hillary now is she's gone into radio silence. She's gone into hiding. And I was particularly dismayed yesterday to see that she had sent Lanny Davis out to the talk shows to do her bidding. Let's be blunt about this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see Lanny Davis. Lanny Davis is a reminder of the bad old days of the Clinton administration. We don't want to be reminded about Filegate and Travelgate and campaign finance issues and all the other things that happened that walked up to an ethical edge without perhaps crossing it. We don't need that. Just to give a flavor of what Lanny Davis was like while he was spinning yesterday, Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday pointed out that in 2011, Hillary had issued a agency-wide directive to State Department functionaries saying, look, when you're conducting official business, make sure that you use the official government email system. And then she went ahead and chose to ignore her own directive. Why on earth, Chris Wallace asked, would she do that? Lanny Davis answered, well, she traveled so much, perhaps she needed the convenience of her own email domain. What? Why would it possibly be any more convenient or advantageous to use clintonemail.com as opposed to state.gov? All the benefits go toward using state.gov because it's got the levels of quality built into it that you couldn't possibly achieve with your own system. So I think that Hillary has made a disastrous decision by not coming forward on this. After all, there are things worse in government than making a mistake. One of them is looking ethically challenged, particularly when many people have that image of you already. And fortifying that image is not particularly good for a presidential aspirant. And there are actually things that are worse than looking ethically challenged. And I think Hillary has fallen into this trap also. She now has begun to look a bit, and I use this word pointedly, like a coward. Come on, Hillary. If there's a decent explanation for your decision to establish your own email server, let us know what it is. And if there isn't a good explanation for it, let us know that too. Beg the forgiveness of the American people and let's move on. But this all too cute strategy of Send Lanny out to take care of it, and meanwhile, don't say anything to anybody. It'll blow over. Is unworthy of a presidential aspirant, and it's also unworthy of the American people. Dianne Feinstein said something similar yesterday, perhaps more gently than I, when she encouraged Hillary to come out and make a statement. And let's be honest about it. I think at this point, the thing that is propping Hillary up the most as a presidential candidate is the absence of a strong contender. If Martin O'Malley had a following, if Liz Warren hadn't been making Sherman-esque statements of not running, if Joe Biden were a little younger, Hillary would be in deep, deep trouble. And my view is that she's still in deep, deep trouble. Because just like 2008, presidential campaigns have a way of throwing curveballs at us that we never intended. Somewhere out there, I think there's a 2016 version of Barack Obama waiting in the wings, who we haven't taken notice of yet. So Hillary, get your act together and get in front of the camera. I'm Jeff Rowan. Thanks for watching.